Coming to significant highlights of this week, yesterday I have been discussed about the highlights of the summit on the two counts. One is the complicated logistics, and the second one is the India way. So I have been discussed about in yesterday podcast of the India way. So today I am going to discuss about the India's G20 presidency that can kickstart the manufacturing sector. India's G20 presents and it's an opportunity to strengthen the country's collaboration and economy. So with the world's most powerful countries which have been represented, so it has been accounted for nearly 85% of the global GDP and 75% of the global exports. So India's presidency has successfully included the global south industries, industrial economies and a growth strategies. Rather than being finding on deficiencies, India has been demonstrated that India can prove its model. Uh, as consult everyone, focus on the positives and minimize the differences and build the consensus. It may look like a basic petty stuff, but this is what India has discussed. Rather than finding the deficiencies, India has progressed on the debt relies. India has reviews the climate changes. India has reformed the multilateral organization, and it has been set the sustainable goals for achieving its objectives. So the highlights of this meeting, which has been seen, I have discussed the 74% of the global export and 85% of the global GDP, and which affects nearly two-thirds of the world population, so which represent the majority of the people. So the meeting can impact huge number of people at large. So when it comes to manufacturing, India is making stride towards becoming a leading global manufacturing hub, but there is still room for improvement. No doubt, India has been becoming a preferred choice for the companies, and it is being seeking alternatives manufacturing resourcing basis from the China, with Indo-US deals taking the center stage and other global corporations and following suit. India has been manufacturing sector has the potential to teach world trillion 1 trillion by 2030 and making it the fourth largest in the world currently. Currently, it is the fifth largest. And India's economic growth relies on the heavily on industries such as automotives, engineering, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, renewable energy, and consumable durables. And manufacturing boosts growth with employment. However, despite its potential, the manufacturing sector has only been contributing 13.17% of the GDP. However, the past 4 decades have been very different. So first thing is manufacturing sector leaders should think the global and focus on the overall aspects that totally such as the quality management, including the cost, delivery, and safety, and morale and the environment. They should invest in research and development and innovation and build a partnership to do the risk. And creating and owning designs and intellectual property will be the critical, as will investing deeply in the industry 4.0 and it driving the cultural changes to be embedded and build a sustainable footprint will be the essential, as learning is lifelong process and diversity enhances it. So the India's G20 presidency would position its manufacturing sector globally with a government to a target of $500 billion in merchandise in the goods for the financial year 2024. The manufacturing sector must focus on the untapped exports, and it should has a potential in existing the tariff lines and all those which has been impacted the manufacturing sector as a whole.